Good morning, everyone. First item on the agenda is to approve the minutes for the February 18 regular meeting.
I make a motion to approve the minutes for the February 18th meeting.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, we'll approve treasurer's report.
Judge Clark, we had minutes, it wasn't on the agenda, but we also had minutes from the special meeting.
I got it here on this.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay.
You got any?
We're just doing the report right now. That's the financial statement in your packets there. Everything was in the black. If you look at the cash balance line, everything was in the black last month. And all of our balances are right where they're supposed to be at this time of the year. The encumbrances, the appropriations revenue reports are there on the desk. And for you guys to review later.
Need a motion and a second.
I'll make motion to accept it.
Motion made,
I'll second.
second, by John. Any more discussion? Hearing none, to approve the park price rate change. It looks like park RV sites rates are 25, weekdays 30, weekends 32, and holidays 34.
And what this is, we are not allowed to price less than what the state requires. And so this is currently what the state rates are, so we have to keep up with it.
Motion and second.
I'll make it.
Motion made by John, second by Dave. Any more discussion? Okay, looks like we have FFA with us today. Who's going to speak? All of you?
Teacher Michaela Davis with us from Morehead State University. We've received the HOPE grant for $2,500 to work with Extension working on Ag Day for elementary students. We've also received $5,000 for Kentucky Equine Education Project grant to update equine curriculum and go to KY Horse Park, and an extra $250 to go to Frankfurt and speak to legislators about importance of CTE, and Michael Horn received $1,000 for Washington Leadership Conference. And in small engines, we received 72 engines from Briggs and Stratz for students to use during ag construction and small engine courses.
This year, we also hosted a farm table dinner, and those final tabulations have not been calculated, but we have estimated earned $250,000 for the chapter, $2,500 for the chapter. We raised 15 meat birds across the state, Kentucky State University, and sold them for $15 a bird, and we are applying for a grant to change the classroom, student desk to table and chair pairs.
We won Student Leadership Activity Award at the Regional Leadership Ag Day. We placed 34th at National Convention with FFA Quiz. Kelsey Vance placed 85th and Wyatt Brown placed 103. Livestock judging team won region. Brady was the top individual. Wyatt was the second. Land judging was 4th and horse judging was 5th. FFA Quiz was 2nd. Junior was 3rd. Weston Van Horn won tractor driving, and Sarah Brewer was 4th in the junior division. We participated in Regional Ag Day at Grayson. We had Harley team, a conduct of meeting team, 16 speakers, and 3 speakers are going to state. 4th on the alternate list, and another regional day to go.
The new Greenhouse is almost finished with Cia, and she has had a workout preparing for this evening.
I'm Samantha Spratt, and I'll be speaking about exploring FFA competitions as a freshman. Everyone in FFA is an incredible organization. It offers a wide array of opportunities and for students to grow in leadership, agriculture, and teamwork.
As a freshman, I had a chance to experience some of these competitions firsthand, and I'd like to share how they have impacted me and my chapter. There are so many different events that a freshman can do and participate in. One of the most well-known is creed speaking, where you memorize and present the FFA creed, showing confidence and passion for the organization. Another great opportunity is conduct of chapter meetings, which teaches parliamentary procedure and helps members understand how to run an effective meeting. There are also events like livestock and horse evaluation, forestry, and even agriculture sales. Allowing each of the members to explore different aspects of agriculture while building valuable skills. This year I had the privilege to compete in parliamentary procedure, and it was an experience that truly brought me and my chapter together. In this competition, every member has a specific role, and we must work as a team to conduct a proper meeting using parliamentary law. My role was vice president, which meant I was responsible for overseeing the work of our organization and also stepping in to lead meetings when our president was unavailable. This was a big responsibility, but it also gave me a chance to grow as a leader and support my team in a meaningful way. What made this competition so special was the bond we formed as a team. Each of us had an important job. We had to rely on one another to make sure everything ran smoothly. We practiced together, encouraged each other, and learned about the importance of teamwork. It wasn't just about competing. It was about becoming a stronger, more unified chapter. In addition to competitions, I also had the opportunity to attend the WKU FFA conference with a few of my chapter members. It was such a fun experience. I got to meet so many new people from other chapters. I learned from experienced FFA members and gained even more leadership skills. Events like these show just how big and supportive FFA community really is. I am grateful for the connections and memories I made there. FFA is about more than just agriculture. It's about leadership, growth, friendships that will last a lifetime. I encourage every freshman to get involved and try new events. Take advantage of the opportunities FFA has to offer. You never know what you'll learn or how much you'll grow until you step in and give it a shot.
I'm Presley Laney, and I'm a sophomore, and the speech that I have for you guys today is one that I actually gave at a regional competition. My only topic requirement was that it be about agriculture, and for me personally, agriculture is the FFA, so that's what I wrote my speech on. When you think of agriculture, what comes to mind? Are there plentiful rows of corn being harvested? Is it the sound of mares running through a field of green clover? Or is it the flowers in the windowsill, shining bright for all to see? I guess what I'm saying is, when everyone thinks of agriculture, because of varying life experiences, something different comes to mind for each and every individual. For me personally, I grew up around plants and animals my whole life. I have helped grow numerous gardens and helped take care of every animal, from sheep to goats to chickens to you name it. That being said, I felt that I've had plenty of experiences with agriculture in general. I've had the good, such as seeing the crops that we weeded grow to produce a bountiful harvest. And I've had the bad, such as the time that a billy goat decided that I would be a good ramming dummy. If you've ever been there, I feel for you. That being said, I thought I knew all that agriculture had to offer me. I thought at the time, being 14, getting ready to become a freshman in high school, I lived it. Boy, was I wrong. It wasn't until I decided to join the FFA my freshman year to learn more about agriculture that I realized that there's so much more to it than what most people would perceive. Up until about 18 months ago, myself included. If I hadn't joined the FFA to learn more about agriculture, I would not be the person I am today. What I didn't know was that I wouldn't just learn what the 3 parts of the wheat plant are, or how to properly plant a tomato plant for optimal growth, but I would learn valuable skills and life lessons that will serve me well for the rest of my life, such as people skills, perseverance and determination, and how to be a dependable and responsible individual for others who need it most. When I first stepped into my first ag class last year, I didn't know what to expect. Thomas Jefferson said, "Agriculture is our wisest pursuit, because it will in the end contribute most to good health, good wealth, and true happiness." That being said, the only part of that statement that I had hoped to come true was the happiness part, meaning that I passed the class with an A. When I entered that building first day, I realized I knew virtually nobody there. I had always been a shy, nervous person growing up, so this honestly scared me to death. I never truly got over this fear until my very first FFA field trip. we were going to a chicken processing plant to harvest chickens that we had raised ourselves. I was under the impression that everyone in my chapter would be there, and in my class as well, so it would be a great opportunity for me to make some new friends and meet some new people. I was in for a very rude awakening when I got there at 5:30 in the morning and saw only a handful of people. That's when it hit me. Most people don't want to come to school 3 hours early to process chickens. Because I was unknowingly forcing myself into such an awkward position, I had to make the most of it. I started talking to members of my chapter that I met and found friends that I'm still close with to this day. I have since then kept improving in my people skills and kept talking to new people each and every opportunity that I get. I realized how much my skills had improved when I attended the Kentucky FFA Leadership Training Center. I found myself talking to all kinds of new individuals and taking charge. This experience truly made me such a better person because meeting new people has broadened my horizons and showed me so many new things. And I can talk to other agricultural entrepreneurs that could steer me well for a future career path. If I hadn't joined the FFA, I wouldn't be the outgoing person that I am today. Perseverance and determination are not traits that someone is born with. They are earned and built by hard work and real life experience. I thought I was a pretty determined person. I mean, I've kept all A's in school, and I persevered through a tough assignment to keep it that way. But I didn't learn true determination and perseverance until my very first FFA competition. I was competing in the freshman quiz contest at Morehead State University. I was doing well and had made it down to the final two when they hit me with the question, who is the Kentucky FFA State Secretary? You may be wondering, why do I remember the question? Why did it even matter? I had gotten second place. That was enough for me to go on the state. Why would I even care? The thing is, I did care, because I studied to what I thought was the very best of my ability, and it just wasn't good enough for me to win. My ag teacher and advisor encouraged me to keep studying harder and do better the next time around at the state competition. This time around, I studied my flashcards until I knew them as well as the back of my hand. Although I was nervous, I kept my determination strong. Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I used that as my motivation and something just to ground me for this competition. I kept answering questions until I realized that out of the 24 contestants originally competing, it was down to the final 3. And that's when it hit me. This isn't the kiddie pool anymore, this is the big leagues. My determination had got me this far, but I had to persevere to finish out this race. I answered questions on that stage until I realized I was the only one up there. I had won the state competition, and I got to advance on to nationals. If I hadn't joined the FFA, I never would have had this opportunity to achieve my goal that anyone could make me a more responsible and dependable individual. I have always heard that the FFA is like one giant family. Everyone does their part, and everything will run smoothly. This past year, I applied for an officer position within our chapter, and I now serve as our parliamentarian. I realized that I would have certain duties, such as knowing Robert Rules of Order and keeping everything parliamentary sound, so to speak. But what I didn't realize was the duties that I would have to my chapter. I would have to be willing to come in on weekends and willing to show up to get things done. I had to be willing to help others succeed and willing to be their cheerleader at times, not just to do my part as an auxiliary officer or as a friend even, but as a member of my FFA family. I am able to be this way within my chapter because I know each and every one of my fellow members will do the exact same way for me. If I hadn't joined the FFA, I never would have met and found such a wonderful friends and family group that make me a better person each and every day. In conclusion, the FFA is shaping me into the person that I am today. I am not only becoming well-versed in everything that agriculture has to offer, but I'm becoming a more social, determined, responsible individual.
Yeah.
I am so thankful for all my opportunities that I have within the FFA, and I'm so grateful for everything that my ag teacher and all my friends have done for me throughout this to make me the person that I am today. Remember, plants and animals just don't get grown on the FFA, but people do too. Thank you.
Very good.
Hi, I'm Mike Parker. On behalf of the Lions County Fair, I'm here to ask you for recognize National FFA Week and All in for Agriculture Week on March 17th. help to show your support for local agriculture and inspire more people to get involved. Thank you for your time and your consideration.
Thank you, we're so proud of you.
Good job.
Good girl, leader, let's have a real good leader. We're very, very proud of you ladies. Looks like you've really been busy and done a lot. Who is your leader?
We do want to thank you all for everything that you guys do. The fairgrounds, a lot of these will show animals and participate in the fair, and we raise a lot of money there. The farm-to-table dinner that you guys support, and everything that you guys do to help us achieve.
We thank you all and are very proud of it. Claim, FFA,
I'll make that motion.
motion made by Rick,
I'll second it.
second by Dave. Any more discussion? Hearing none, Arbor Day proclamation. Does anybody have that proclamation? Need a motion and a second to proclaim, Arbor Day.
I'll make that motion to proclaim Arbor Day.
Motion made by David,
I'll second.
second by Rick. Any more discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
John Skaggs? Yes. Dave Henson? Rick White?
Yes.
Next item is to approve the treasurer's training pay.
We already done that.
Oh, we did that, okay. Next item is to, put the bids, for soccer field water and grass system. I'm gonna do
I've already got the grants for that, we just have to put it out.
I'll make that motion.
motion made by Rick,
I'll second it.
second by David. Any more discussion? Hearing none, roll call. Truck bid, we're, purchasing, 2 trucks. We only get one bid.
This bid's from Martin's Peterbilt. It's a bid on 2 triaxle dump trucks. Dump units price is $224,489 each, total for 2, $448,978. That's, Martin's Peterbilt Limited Production.
And those are the ones that every year we get, we just pay the interest on them and send them back to the auction.
Yeah, we, guaranteed 85%. We've, sometimes, you know, we make, break even, sometimes we, make a little bit. We, selling 4, when is it,
Actually, it starts today.
today, okay. We have 4 at the auction today. Okay, I need a motion to accept the bid.
I'll make a motion to accept this bid.
We have a motion made by David,
I'll second.
second by Rick. Any more discussion? Hearing none, do you have any more business? Okay, we have some in the audience. Bigfoot, we've cited Bigfoot.
We thank you for letting us listen to this. And we're just trying to make a voice heard. We've got, I'm from Sedgwick. I guess I should say my name is Glenn Stratton, but everybody knows me too. We have been promised ever since they put the water line up that they would blacktop that road. Now, I've been there since 1993. I built that cabin. And at that time, we owned the road. We gave the road up to get water. At that time, it was a pretty place. And I realized that part of it is gone downhill. And I think that's part of why we're on the back burner. But I just want to state that I have used that road since 1993. I have done all of the maintenance on that road on my side ever since then. Even now, and I want to state that we have a good judge here. Of all the judges that's promised me, I believe if he can get the money, he will have the blacktop. So I'm not against the court here. I just want a voice to be heard. In 4 or 5 years after the water line went up through there, it busted in front of my garage. And it shot water out for about an hour. I was working. My wife called and she said, it's destroying that road, so it's going 25, 30 feet an hour. I said, that's the water line, call the water company. It did about 50 yards took the road out. I mean, it took it plumb out. And I can't remember the judge that was in at that time. But he was real nice. He came out and he said, there's nothing we can do. That's going to cost probably $50,000 to fix. He said, I'm sorry, but I got to close the road. Well, at that time, I was hauling fuel with a tractor trailer, and I kept that road up, and I could take that tractor trailer to my house. I said, Judge, I can't go all the way around the hill. My driveway was on the other side.
And you can't solve it, but there's, and we did.
But there are times that one of us could really need out of there.
Exactly.
And we can't get out.
We knew that, but we couldn't get it off. I spent we put down over 500 tons of salt and couldn't get it off.
Okay.
We had 3 graders going and couldn't get it off. There's some things you just can't do. You have to wait for Mother Nature.
I agree. But now this is also hard on our homes.
But you heard
the
what I
dirt
told.
On
You
our
heard what
cars
I
and
told him.
vehicles. When I moved here 6 years ago, we retired and moved here to this wonderful little community because we love the lake. We had a motorcycle. We have been on motorcycles for 20 years now. Due to our road, we couldn't keep our motorcycle. It's hard to drive on gravel. Of course, my husband can do it, but what's the point? By the time you get to the end of the road, it's nasty. You don't want to be out on it. I've got a boat. I live a mile from the lake. From leaving my garage to the lake, my boat is so nasty, it looks like I don't even wash it. Now, I work hard for these things, and I know you all have done everything you can, but we would like numbers, we would like people that we can reach above you all that will help us get this problem solved. My husband and I, nobody in our community are getting any younger. I've had several health issues that, thank God we bought a 4-wheeler, so if this does happen again, we can get off the hill. but not everybody has a four-wheeler. So we just ask that
We
please
don't,
do what you can and give us numbers to people who we can reach out to and hopefully get us some help in here.
That's what I said, we don't work for them people, but they can help, they can help us, get money if you want to do anything. I mean, we have people like this all over the county, and there's
Right.
nothing, I mean, you know, it's
Right.
hard.
We're not the only
But
ones.
anyway, call your representative and call your senator and tell them that you need more money. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ma'am, we need your name for the minutes.
Tammy Ray.
Thank you.
Mr. Brevin, you got anything to say?
Yes, I would like to speak a few words. First, I want to say I appreciate you all, and I appreciate what you've been through this year, Philip and Dave. I don't know the other two gentlemen, know Dave from way back. These fellows over here appreciate everything you do here. We've had one of the worst winters we've had since back in the 70s. And we remember those too.
Yes.
And it's been a hard time. I'd like permission to approach you all
Yes.
this year. I've already showed Chris this morning, and I believe our county attorney, they've already seen this. This, Philip, was done, put this over here. Spread it out a little bit. This was done back in 1996. Y'all, we
That's
went
before we were born.
Yeah. You're pretty, but you've been around a little longer than that.
What you're asking for,
Okay.
we work on that road. It's,
Yeah,
Shepherd Branch.
yeah, well, here's
Is
what
it on the road list?
yeah.
Judge Burke, can I speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
We'll give you a little bit of history, kind of, so we get to the summary of it. We've been in conversation, Shepherd Branch back in 2000, or let me back up,
1996.
96, when Bill Jackson was county attorney. What Mr. Blevins has there is finding the facts of the road, and he has a map that's attached, a drawing he had done, but it had been surveyed.
This here. Well,
And I guess over
surveys
the
in here,
years,
and this is why I drew that day.
yeah.
Sorry.
But that's recorded in Fiscal Court Book 14, page 475. And it shows a spur off of that. There's a lot of information in there. The road that's in question is pasture lane. And I guess.
On the road system?
Well, on the road system, it's considered a private road, according to the state records. I've contacted the transportation cabinet. So, the county has maintained it. It was a bus turnaround at one time. But in 94, I believe, it's considered a spur, I guess, off of Shepherd Branch, but there is a sign there that says pasture lane. The findings and facts that Mr. Jackson had done, and they ordered a survey of that, we showed 3.5 miles is what Shepherd Branch is, it's county maintained through the state. Which County Attorney Osborne can advise on that, but in order for the county, if they've been maintaining it, and for that to go on record, the confusion comes in because their address is Shepherd Branch, but the sign at the end of their road is Pasture Lane, which is considered, the county or the state don't have it down as a county road.
Maintained it, but.
You all have maintained it back in '04, that they was also, it was in the fiscal court minutes, about Shepherd Branch, or about that road in question. But I believe to put it to rest, you would have to do resolutions and to extend that and show the records that was done in 1994.
96.
Or 96, yeah, and then 2004, the record, so that it can be turned in properly to Frankfurt to be,
Yeah, Matt, Mouse needs to get the information, everything, and turn it over, and we'll accept it into the county.
Right.
And
We
it's
can talk to
simple.
Ramsey Quarles.
On that, just a little bit.
Okay.
See, with this drawing here, if you look at that, this starts with Kentucky Route 3 here. This is drawing I did in 1996. They asked in here that we turn this over to them in 1996, Dave. And so you've been up there on these properties, so you know where we're at with this. They asked that we turn it over. Well, at that time, Roger, George, it's not mentioned name, I don't want to put anybody in the spot, but Roger Jordan was the county executive. And I drew this that day and gave it to them. And they said, a picture is worth 1,000 words.
That looks like an aerial photo of a.
Well, that's what I drew, you know, and it takes you all the way to where it ends at the junction there where you would make a right-hand turn or go straight on. Well, both of those are nothing but driveways. But right to here, which is above that culvert that's on there, all the way up to there, the county has always owned it, Philip, and has always maintained it. Since back in the 80s.
What is the problem, Nathan?
Okay, when we call and ask you all to do anything, then the question always comes back, we don't show Pastor Lane as part of the road system. This is what they adopted in 1996. In 1996, they said, okay, we adopt this is part of the road system. This has been with this, they made a, find it here, the young lady back in those days stood over there beside
We will take it in.
This part here, they copied that, and she wrote on there, this is her penmanship, Shepherd Branch. You adopted the whole system in 1996. The system was called.
They can drive, they can run technician, but this here, up to here.
What part of it is Pastor Lane?
Well, this here was Shepherd Branch too, back then it was called South Fork of Shepherd Branch. See what I'm saying? So, if you go up there, you'll find mailboxes here and here and here, and all of this. Well, you'll find on there 319 Shepherd Branch Road. You'll find here 321 Shepherd Branch Road. You'll find 308 Shepherd Branch Road. But you put this cord in here yourself. You built this in 2004. It was small like this then, but you made it a lot bigger because the man that lived there drove a bus. And he needed to make a place for the bus to turn around and park itself there. So you came in there yourself. You asked at that time that we give you more, about this here.
Okay, let's put this down. So you are wanting this,
This is already incorporated. I don't want you
Okay.
to start brand new and try to incorporate something in.
so
Just take it
You
as
just-
it is.
I know that, but just, Shepherd Branch is 390 miles, right?
Well, it was
It's
3.5 miles up to here.
It's just three,
That's what we were talking about earlier.
3.10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't, but you know how many people live on that
Mark's
road?
gonna think I
And how
didn't
many
even
people
go.
homes are there? There's 22
They
homes.
usually don't take us very
Okay.
long.
So just remember what
We
we
will
called
get
it.
the magistrate,
When
we
we
will get the
called it.
magistrate, and we will get it traced out.
When we called you and asked you about putting gravel on this road and gravel up here from the culvert up, those are two parts that Jake Jordan did blacktop back in 1980, okay? And Jake Jordan was the judge at that time, that took the road over to the end. It was blacktop from here all the way to here. But the rest of it was always gravel and maintained from here, always maintained by the county.
We
So-
have maintained it, but in defense of the guys, they have a list, and if it says county road or private, we'll change that on the
Speak
thing.
to that just a second, and I'm not trying to take up more time. But what happened,
It's all done.
well, what happened
It's
here,
all,
is
we-
that
we
when
take
they
care of
put
it.
up the signs that said Pastor Lane, and, put up the sign that said, Lamb's Lane, then that throwed everybody off. And so if you just forget those signs, they're 911 signs, if you forget those signs exist, and just treat the road like you always did, then you won't have any problem.
We will, we'll take care of it.
You may want to see
until-
2 years out and then report back on
Ever-
the resolution that the
Yeah,
judge heard.
we will,
Do
we'll
you
take
need
care
this
of
to
it.
help work with that, or you just take it from your own?
We have,
I know you do.
yeah, record book so, yeah.
Well,
We'll take care of it.
it's just when I called you 6 years ago, and you had a question then, we called you then in December, or January rather, you had a question then, and it keeps popping up, that land lane doesn't
It
exist.
probably needs to be clarified so the state reflects that, if that's the case, you know.
That's what
We
it's at.
have to go on the list.
I understand. And God bless you all, and keep on doing your good work.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I know the whole county's been in trouble. That sure has.
You heard anything? You have anything, Ben?
Well, one thing I mentioned, Mike out there, flu.
Do what?
I said Mike was actually has a flu today. And April is a cleanup, litter cleanup, month, and so I know we just started our litter abatement again. And so, they'll be out cleaning up the side of the road, and I think, the board's gonna get together, and maybe tourism in the county, and we'll do a little cleanup together.
You heard anything?
I had a couple of things on the side of the clerk's office. We have an off year, there's no election this year, but there is going to be some expense. Our vendor has to do some upgrades to our voting machines for next year's election. So the estimate, I want to give you all heads up, is about $6,000 it's going to cost to do those upgrades. And they're required, they have to be done, replacement of batteries and stuff. They sent me an estimate the other day, so. Also, the fire department of Fallsburg, we have a truck that we have just replaced. We have another truck that, it's titled in the county's name, and the fire department's for insurance purposes and stuff back then when we bought it. But we'd like to declare that surplus, it's in Dodge Dakota, so that we can take bids on it and stuff like that.
Okay, we need a motion.
We need a motion to.
Got a motion and a second. All, any more discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
John Skaggs. Yes. Dave Pinson. Yes. Rick Black.
Yes.
Okay, you got anything else?
That's all I got.
You got anything else? Okay, no, Rick?
Just, still got some exciting news that our boys basketball team just won the region and won to the state for the second time ever.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting for kids.
Hey.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday,
It's,
1:30, Rupp Arena.
And it's my birthday, and they have promised a change.
Well, that would be a great birthday present.